Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Storm Above the Reich from GMT Games. And we are in mission number 2, 1943 mid-season. Okay, so first thing we gotta do is start rolling here and see what we're going to get. First one is our map. So we roll and it's an 8. And an 8 keeps us on map 6, so no change there. Now our target type, and this is, a 10. A 10 is outbound. Okay, well I get the best chance for some operation points on the outbound. So we're going to be map 6, outbound. I get +2, but I had -1 on my operation points. So I'll get a +1 to this. And we need a big number, please. We get a 6. So 6 on outbound is 8. +1 is going to give me 9 operation points. Okay. All right. Well, 9. Okay. So I can bring up my squadrons here. I'm bringing up... I'm going to bring up Spec. He is my expertin. And he's bringing with him Zick, Werzer, and Unger. Okay. So that'll be these 4 guys right here. So that's my first 4 points that I spend out of my 9. That leaves me with 5. All right. Now, let's see, I can buy 110s, 1 point, gives me 3 of those. So now I've spent 5 points, I have 4 left. I can spend 2 points and get 4 MC202s. I get 2 for every 1 point that I purchased there. Okay, so now I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. That leaves me with 2 operation points. Now, I'm going to buy some cannons. And I didn't do this right last time, but cannons, I can spend 1 op and get 3 cannons. So I'm doing that. Looking for my cannon markers here. And I'm putting these 3 cannons all on these BF-110s. 1, 2, 3. So now I've spent 4, 6, 7, 8. I got 1 more. I'm buying 3 more cannons because I'm arming these up. I'm going for this. I got to start hitting these guys. I need some kills here. No doubt about it. No other way about it. I'm putting cannons on my Focke-Wulfs. So, Werzer, Zick, and Speck. He gets 1. Makes my stacks a little unstable. All right. So I have myself a large fighter force now. So we need something good to happen. Okay, now let's see. I've spent all my points. Now I got to roll for escort. So the escort is 2. On mid, outbound, a 2. Ooh, that was close. It's light, turn 4. So they're going to show up on turn 4. And K. And K are the P40s. All right, so we got P40 showing up. It's going to be 5 of them. So we're going to put these down here. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Give them a good stir up here. Okay, here comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. guys will go into below trailing box, and these two go back up here. Okay, so we have our escort. All right, now we need outbound on map 6. So outbound, map 6, right here. All right, so let's see which damage marker they get. And we rolled a 6. Oh, 3 hits on these bombers. This guy, this guy, this guy. Okay, so here we go. That's good. So the first guy has fuselage 1 on him. Next guy has a wing 1. That's on him. And this last one's got a fuselage, which is his tail, 1 on him. Okay. Now we roll for anchored. A 7. They are not anchored. Okay, now we go for the sun. A 2. High flank. So up here again. High flank. Right here. Now for our tactical points. Here's where I always suck. Oh, baby, 10. That's 6 plus 2 gives me 8. That gives me some points to work with. Now, flight limit, 8. Wow, that's 8 plus 2 is 10. If I can get my planes up here, I got some time to work with this time. All right. No contrails on this map. All right. Well, that's a better setup than I've had on any mission yet. Okay, so here we go. It's time to move out. All right, we're going into the far zone right here. We're gonna roll. And we get 17. The 17 in the far zone is 2 bombers. Here we go. See, I get a chance now to strike against these guys and see if I can knock them down and gain me a couple quick victory points here. All right, we got a roll and even 2 damage markers. 2 on the first guy. He gets a wing, which is 2, and he gets a engine, which is 0. That's his 2 hits. Okay. And now, oh, I got to roll for this guy. Even. All right. This is a fuselage, 2 hits, and an engine. 0. The beauty of the engine hits is I gain automatically 2. I get 2 tactical points automatically on these guys. We'll lay the tactical map down here. Trying not to mess anything up. All right. Now, who do I want to send after these cats, right? That's the question. So I think I'm going to send after this first guy. He has a wing. There's a chance he could catch on fire. And he has an engine. And there's a chance that his engine's going to go down. And I gain 2 tactical points. I'm going to send 1 MC-202 down there. I'm going to give him 1 more tactical point. So he's got 3 tactical points to use here. Okay, so I have him with 3. I'm coming in nose high. And he's not going to be evasive. First thing we do here is we got to roll. and see if he has a 7 to 10. He catches on fire. Oh, 4. Nope. And if I roll a 10, the engine takes him down. Oh, 6. No. Okay, so he's there now. All right, I'm coming in. Nose high. It's a 0. He's coming in determined. And nose high. He has to check for collision. And he takes a damage. Passes through okay. Okay, so we have to do a collision check. All right, so we got to draw a marker, and the collision is, proximity, damage, hit. If evasive mode, treat as no collision. If determined, flip the proximity marker over and attach it to the fighter. It is hit. Oh, he takes a cockpit hit, so something hit him. Plus he takes a hit from the card, which is fuselage. He goes into the return box. Okay, so now I'm going to come out of here. I'm going to go low wing. It costs me a TP. And we're coming in low oblique. Oblique, low on 0. Man. Oh no, I'm determined. 1 hit and I take 1 hit. Okay. So 1 hit on the bomber. It is fuselage, elevator. So that didn't help me any. And I take a hit. And it is engine 9. A good chance this plane ain't gonna make it. We spend another TP because he goes back to the return box. He's coming back in this. He's gonna go tail level. Cost me 1. Tail level. Determined. Oh, look at that. 2 hits on him this time. Man, that's the way I should have came in to begin with. All right, he takes 2 more hits. It's going to be a wing and a possible detonation. And a fuselage with a gunner. That's a -1 off of their table. Which he's, oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. This is a 2 back here, not a 1. It was only 1 hit. That gunner goes back. That's not the one I hit. So it was only 1 hit. Yep, and I take another hit. Okay. But first, we got to roll to see if he explodes. A 10, he goes down. 10! Bam! Yes! I took a hit. Coming in there, though, fuselage. Okay, that one went down. So he did his job. And we get an experience point and a victory point. Okay. That's 4 experience points for the Stoffel now. All right, this guy's gone. Can take all this off of there. Man, that was big. And we got to roll to see where he's going to end up at here. So 4 higher. Oh, it's a 1. He goes down with the fuselage. I don't have to roll for the rest of them. Shoot. Of all the ones, he actually had a chance of beating that one. Okay. All right, we got another one here. This guy has an engine and a fuselage, 2 hits there, and an engine hit. I'm sending 1 MC-202, spending 1 tactical point, raises him up to 3. He's coming in tail high. I want to come in nose high. Nose high. Okay, now we got to roll to see if he's going to explode from the engine. A 10, he goes down. 3. Nope. Okay. All right, so we're coming in nose high on this guy. Determined. It's a 0. Uh-oh. 1 hit, and I ran out of ammo. Crap. That's not cool. I need something good here, boys. Engine. Oh, and a 5. No, it's not a critical, but that's 2 hits on his engines. So, a roll of 7 to 10, and he goes down. 1. He did not. And I'm out of ammo. So he's going to get away. He's got to go home. Okay. So I didn't get anything on that one. All right. Well, I got my first victory point of the day. Yeah, it was worth it there. All right, here we go. We move to the next row. Close zone. And I'm bringing these guys here have a choice. And I'm thinking I'm bringing these guys in here low. I want them to come in low. I'm bringing them in low anyway. All right, here we go. We're gonna roll. And we get 18. 2 more bombers. Wow. So 2 more that I can go hunting against. Now we roll for the first one. Even number is 2 damage points. It is even. All right. Let's see what he's got. His first one is engine. That's good. And the second one is fuselage. It's a gunner. Okay. And the second guy, even. Nope, odd this time. He only has 1 hit on him. It is engine. Oh. Okay. Well, here we go. Guess what? We're going after him. So, this guy with 2 hits, he has 1 engine hit on him, and he has a gunner hit. I like that. I'm sending 1 MC-202. He's coming in tail high against a 1. But first we roll, and if it's a 10, he goes down. 2. Nope. I did not take any extra tactical points with this guy either. I got to get him here. Okay, he's coming in. Tail high. Determined. On a 1. He scores 1 hit. Okay. And it is a wing. 2 hits on the wing. And we get to roll. 7 or higher. She goes down. Oh, 2. That was so close. Okay. I spend a tactical point. I'm coming in tail level this time. Tail level. It's a 1. Oh, hit him. But now I'm out of ammo. So I used up all my ammo. A wing hit sure would be nice. Oh, it's a fuselage. It's another gunner. But I'm out of ammo, so I did not get him. Okay. I'm pretty sure out of ammo, you're just done. I'm going to check that real quick. Page 50. No ammo. Yeah. Placed on the fighters and attachment. In this mission, the fighters incapable of producing a damage result. Yep. So he's done. Okay. So I didn't get that one. Had a good chance at that guy, but I didn't get him. He breaks off. He goes home. No damage on him. So he just didn't gain anything. Now I have this bomber. He has an engine. So I get 2 tactical points. Bringing this guy in. He's coming in tail high. Here first we roll. A 10, he goes down. 8. Wow, that was close. Okay, I'm coming in tail high. Well, got to draw my card first. Tail high. It's a 2. Oh, I scored a hit. Okay. And it is fuselage gunner. So he's -1 next time on that deal. I'm going to spend 1 TP and come in tail level. Tail level at a 1. Oh, 1 hit. It is engine. That's his second engine hit. Now I gain 3 TP, puts me up to 4, and a 7 to 10, he goes down. 1, nope. Okay, I'm going to spend another TP. I'm going to stay at tail level. Taking another shot at 1. R, and I took a hit. I gotta see what that R means. See if it's in my charts here. Collision, bomber damage, cohesion. Let's see. Don't see it there. Don't see it on my sheet. I don't see it there. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this one up. I'll be back. Okay, the R meant I'm riding the tail. So he stays in that level position, but he did take a hit. And it is a fuselage 5. But I get to attack again right there. So tail attack level on 1. Same thing. Take another hit. And I stay right there. Cockpit 8. We draw another card at 1 level. I scored a hit. So this time I scored a hit. And it is engine. That's the 3rd engine hit. Okay. I gain 5 TPs. Puts me up to 8. 6. 4 to 10. He went down that time. Okay. So, again, I get another experience point, another victory point. All right, now we got to roll. Let's see. Let's get all this cleaned up. All the damage comes off. That goes in there. Can take this off the board. Whoops. And you got to roll here. 8 or higher for the cockpit. 8. It was nothing serious. 5 or higher for the fuselage. 3. Oh, he went down with the fuselage. So I got 2 of them went down there. So I lost 2 of those planes. Okay. All right, here we go. Last approach zone. We roll. Now we're in the approaching zone. It is 18 in the approaching zone is another bomber. Wow. Okay. And we roll, see if it's odd or even. It's odd, he has 1 damage point. It is, oh, engine. Okay. Well, I'm sending one of my BF-110s here after this guy. He's going to come in tail high. He has 2 TPs on him because of the engine hit. And the first thing we do is roll. And a 10. Nope, it's a 2. Okay, so I'm coming in tail high with my cannon. Tail high. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, it's a 2. Woohoo! Okay, I get a hit, I score a hit. Okay, I'm going to pull my hit first, just to get it out of the way. It's a fuselage 4. Now with the cannon, I actually get to draw 2 hit markers and pick the one I want. So here's 1. It's a wing. Here's 2. It's a wing. This one has the critical hit on it. This one has, 4. Oh man. 1 more wing hit and he'll go down. I'm taking that one, even though it's not the critical hit, because the critical hit was a 10. Odds are I wasn't going to get that one. Now I roll. A 7 to 10, he goes down anyway. 1. Okay. I have to spend a TP. I'm coming in low, oblique. Because I don't want to get tore up on that tail right now. So low, oblique with my cannon. Low, determined. It's a pass-through. I have to do a collision check. And it is proximity V. That means veer. If evasive mood, treat as no collision. If determined, roll a die. If the number rolled is less than the number of fighters in the element, treat as a hit. If equal to or higher, all fighters in space break away to tail position. Either return box or boxes. Okay, so I only got 1 fighter, so I can't roll less than a 1. Okay, I'm going to spend my last TP here. I guess I better come in tail level and see if I can hit this guy. Okay, tail level. Here he comes. It's a 2. Tail level. I take a hit, he gets hit. Pull my hit so I don't forget it. It's a elevator 9. It's going to be hard to beat. I get to draw 2 counters and see what I get. A wing will do him. Fuselage, wing. That's the one I want right there. He takes the wing, 2 hits. He can only take 5. I shot him down. Okay, so that's another experience point and another victory point. Now I got to roll. I got to have a 9 or higher to survive the elevator damage. Nope, he goes down. Take the cannon off of him, and he was a wing elevator. Sorry. Okay. So we go back there. Put the cannon over here. Take this guy off. Damage and damage. All right. Hey, we did some damage finally. Okay, now we're getting ready for the big board. Okay, and I still have 6 TP points, which is really nice. I'm going to we're going to move. These guys go to the right here. It becomes right here. This becomes mission turn number 1, which is move. So now I determine where I want them to go on the board. So my 110s, I'm going to bring in. I think I'm going to come after. Which guy do I want to go after? I think I want to come after this guy. So I'm going to come in oblique, low, that's where he was coming in at. And I got my 110s or my 190s up here. I'm bringing 2 of them. I'm going to spend. They were in the approach zone, the level one. I'm going to spend 1 TP for this formation. Drops me down to 5. And they're coming in high out of the sun. And I'm bringing the other ones in level, which costs me another tactical point on the nose. Okay, so I got them coming in here now, and see if we can do some damage. So that's my move. There's no return, there's no escort, recovery, cohesion, attack. So we go to number 2, and now we do move. So here these guys are coming. So I'm going to put I think I'm going to send these 2 guys against his oblique there. And I'm going to bring these 2 guys on this one. Even though he's not damaged, I'm going to hit this one. And I got these 2 guys coming in nose level. That'll be a 2 against them, against this guy. Guess I should get them all pointed the right way. Like so. Okay. All right. No return boxes, no escort, no recovery, no blast and flak, no cohesion yet. So now we do our attacks. I think I'll start up here with these guys. And we'll start with Spreck. And they're coming in high, and they're coming out of the sun. And out of the sun for them means that on my page 48. See, out of the sun, it cancels 1 hit if he's in evasion mode. And if in determined, you roll an even number on 1 die to cancel the hit. You roll an odd, it does not cancel, and the advantage is not used. So of course, we're going to use the out of the sun advantage for this attack. Okay, he's coming oblique, high. Oh, I should have marked all these guys. Yeah, sorry about that. These guys came high. Wow. This is something I often forget to do, is to mark these guys high. These 2 guys came in level. And level. The other guys were low. Okay. Yeah. And I got to do my maneuvers. So these guys are coming in high. They're going to dive. He's going to go. Ooh. He's going to do a diving roll this direction. He's going to do a diving roll this direction. Okay. Okay. Oblique high with Spreck. He's my veteran, my expertin. And the attack zone is a 1 out here. So he's coming in before, he's coming in determined. This guy is coming in evasive, as are all of these guys. I gotta fix this. Evasive, 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 evasive. There you go. It's harder to hit, harder to be hit. Now I'm coming in. Here we go. Oblique high. Determined. It's a 2 and a pass through and a collision check. Or it can switch to evade and just be a pass through of 2. So he's going to do that. Or he can take the collision check, but I don't want him to collide. There's 2 planes there. Risk is there, right? Or I might have spin. I would take the risk. I don't want to use my, I might need it next time. Okay, so I got to do a collision check for Spreck. And it is, no impact. Woohoo! Okay. He does a diving roll, which puts him out here. And he went 2 zones, puts him out here. Okay. His out of the sun's gone now. Didn't use that yet. And now they do continuing fire. And if this zone is a 2. And a 2 is a hit. But I can use my maneuver. My quick change here. Flip him over. Because you can use it at any time. And now that becomes... Wait a minute, he was out of the sun. The out of the sun takes care of that. He doesn't lose that until he uses it, till the end of his move. So it's no effect. He absorbs that. Okay. Now I got this guy coming in, oblique high on the 1. Oh my God. What is wrong with me, dude? Come back here. That stays there. It was a 1, not a 0. He got a hit. He only goes 1 zone. And I scored a hit. I've got to correct myself. I'm not going to cheat myself out of a hit on this bomber. He gets a wing and a possible explosion. A 9 or 10, this thing's going to blow off. 3. He does not. He takes a hit. It's 2 wing hits. Okay. And I already did my continuing fire. All right. This guy's coming out of the sun. He's oblique high on a 1. He takes a hit. He gives a hit. And he goes 3 zones. Well, he turned 1, 2, 3. Puts him down here. Okay. Oh, he had a cannon. That's okay. The 2 wing was good enough. Yep. Take that maneuver off of him. Okay. He scored a hit. And he's got a cannon. Or not. Yes. So I get to draw 2. 2 and choose. They're both engines. This one is the one I'm taking. It's a 5. I roll. A 5 or less, he becomes fallen. 9. Okay, we got a fallen bomber right here. And this bomber's fallen. Okay. I took a hit. Cockpit 5. And we got to do continuing fire. I was evasive. And this zone is a 2. I take another hit. Get hit a little bit. Oh, a wing 8. Okay, my maneuver comes off. The sun, takes away 1 hit. We'll take away that wing hit. He has that. Okay, now these guys, let's see. He's going to be oblique on these guys, and here he's going to be tail, and here. Okay. All right. Whew. You got to remember about those guys. So eventually, when we get done with this turn, we'll move these damage counters over to here. Okay. Now we're firing at this guy. Okay, I got nose level with Wurtzer. Now we gained an experience point. Was from Zick. He gets an experience point because he's made him fallen, but he doesn't get any victory points for it. But the Staffel picks up an experience point. Okay. All right. So here we come with this guy, Wurtzer. He's doing nose level with his cannon. And the zone here is a 2. He's evasive. Nose, level, 2. 1 hit apiece. Oh, I didn't put my maneuvers on. Well, he's going straight through in a climb. He's going to go climb, maneuver left with Unger. And these 2 guys are coming through on a climb right here with, he'll go straight. No, I don't want him to go straight. He'll go maneuver to the right and maneuver to the right. Okay, sorry about that. All right, this was Wurtzer. He was nose level on a 2. They passes through 2 zones. He gets a hit and he takes a hit. Okay, so he passes through 1, 2, and he takes a hit. We'll go ahead and give him his hit. 3 on the fuselage. And he has a cannon, so he gets to draw 2 markers. 1, 2. He gets, oh, that's a big wing hit. Could be fallen. Could be fallen. He'll take the wing. That's 5 on him, but he rolls here. And an 8. Nine. He goes down. He's fallen. So he falls out. And we have to do a what? Continuing fire. He's in a 2 zone right there. He's in a climbing maneuver, and he was evasive. So that is no hit, and he's not falling away. Okay, take that off of that guy. Oops. Drop my damage marker. He's going to be in a nose position. Evasive return. Okay. Now I got to check on this fall and see if I still continue to fire at him even though he's starting to drop out of formation. Well, to me it makes sense that you would continue to fire at him because, you know, how many, they were all firing at the same time. We just know that he's fallen, but he could just get riddled the rest of the way. I'm going to continue to go. This is my next fighter. He's coming in nose, level, evasive, nose, level, evasive. This is a 2 still. He hasn't fallen all the way out yet. He does a pass through of 2. He was turning, so he goes 1, 2, and they do continuing fire. This is a 2, evasive, so nothing. So he'll be tail, evasive. I can take his maneuver off of him now. All right, my 110s were coming up on this guy. They're at low, oblique, low with a cannon. And this is a 1. Oblique, low with a cannon. Oh, I get a pass through of 1 and he takes a hit. He was rolling this way, so he would go here. And he took a hit, which is a cockpit 9. Ooh. And they do continuing fire on him. Now he's a 2. He was not in the dive, so no other damage. Take the maneuver off. A 9. He would be coming in this way. And he was in a climbing maneuver, so he would be here. Okay. Now this guy, low, oblique, and it's a 1. It's a pass through of 1. So he was coming, he goes there. Now he gets this fire on him. 2. He takes a hit. And it is a wing 6. I can take that maneuver off of him. So they didn't score any hits. Let's see, he'd be nose, I think. Okay. Gosh. Oh, brother. Okay. Well, luckily, that was just Wurzer. He just, stuff landed right there. I can be so clumsy sometimes. All right, well. So we're going to have 2 bombers out right now on this turn. He's got hits. He's got hits. Okay. And that's it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Every one of these groups was a rock. So they can all take off 1 damage. They didn't get any. Let's see. Unger and Wurzer. And is this my 110? Who's this? My 110. And that's Zick. And Zick came in with I got to remember. Let's see. I had Wurzer and Unger together. So Wurzer would get rid of his hit. He didn't have 1. So my other 190 gets rid of his hit. Now my 110s came together, and quite honestly, he got hit first. I would have taken his off. He still has a hit on him. Okay. Wow. Can't. Geez, don't forget your markers. Okay. This is where I always make it harder on myself with doing this. Okay, here we go. We move the mission marker up one turn, and we do move. So I have anybody to move. We have return boxes. This guy can return because he's not damaged. He moves up, he moves up, he goes into a box. And I can go flank low, 1 TP. I can go move into here, and I'm going to take him. He's going to go. He's falling. He's falling. He's going to go. Man, where do I want to go with these guys? Right? Flank low. Nose low cost me 2 TPs. I only got 4 left, and I got to go after those guys. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave him at tail low. I think I am going to leave him there right now. Okay. Escort, no. Recovery, yes. So I have a pilot here. He's got a 6 on him. You can't see because of the glare very well. So he's rolling. 6 or higher, no damage. 10, yes. That comes off. Okay. Whew. So I got everybody still there. Oh, baby. Yeah. Here we go. Cohesion. Well, this group's got a problem. They've got 2 markers on there for cohesion. And he rolled an 8, so they're still okay there. All right. It's in that group, but they've lost 2 of their bombers out of that whole group there. That makes him a nice target now. Yes, especially with -2 there. They've damaged that bomber box. Okay, don't have an attack. Now we go to turn number 4, and the fighter escort's going to start showing up. All right, gotta change my battery. Okay, so escorts are going to arrive this turn. One thing I didn't do was I didn't roll to see which box they were coming in on. So we're going to roll. And we get a 2. A 2 is, crap, they come in above trailing. Not my preferred position for them, but that's where they start. Okay. All right, here we go. First one is a move. So I do have a move box right here. He's coming in tail low. All right. Next up is return. He's coming up here. He's coming in here. And, yep. These are my returns. He moves up. He comes in nose low. He comes in here. Okay. All right, here we go. Escort. Okay, so the way this works, I haven't had to do this one for a while, but we got above trailing, we roll a die, and we get a 2. And a 2, escort moves to tail high. Okay, so he now goes over here, and he's in the tail high box. All right. Recovery. I don't have anybody in recovery plus flat cohesion. We roll for cohesion here. 8, he's okay still. All right. And now we have attack. So I have this guy coming in. He's coming in tail. He's got his maneuver ability still. He's coming in here tail low with his cannon. And they're -2, so that's going to be a 1. So he's coming in tail low with his cannon, and he's aggressive. He's coming in determined, and he's going to take that because he gets a hit, and he's going to take a hit. Okay, I'll pull his hit first. Get that out of the way. Ew, it's a big fuselage hit. All right. Now we draw 2 markers for the bomber because of my cannon. So I didn't give him a maneuver. He'll go straight, climb. Put that right there. He gets a gunner in the fuselage. Ew, he gets an engine. Yeah. Well, we're going to take the engine hit. And if I roll 6 or higher, he's going to be falling. 3. No. Okay, so he's got an engine hit now. Okay. He went straight through. To see what? How much? Let's see. This was nose low. No, this was tail low. He did not pass, so he stayed there. So they do continuing fire on him. He's a 1. And he's in a climb power bleed. If climbing or rolling after resolving continuing fire, fighter switches to evasive mode and then breaks away to tail low. Okay, so he didn't take another hit, but he goes to evasive. And he goes back down here to tail low. Okay. Well, I scored a hit on him anyway. That's the end of the attack phase. So we go to turn 5. And we do move. So I got this guy coming out, nose low. I got this guy coming out. He's attacking high. He's attacking low. That's it for my moves. Now I got return boxes. So right here, he's coming out low. He's coming out tail low. He's going into the return box. Okay. Escort. So we roll for the escort over here, coming in above trailing. They get a 3, and that puts him in tail high. So what happens is he comes in and he goes back, and I roll. Let's see. Escort roll. Fighters share the same box on the formation map. Finally, if 2 or more escort markers on the same formation, there's no fighter adjacent to that box. 1 escort marker peels off. Moves to the station box indicated. During mission setup, place escort markers. Okay, so the question is, where does he go when he peels off? So I need to look that up. Okay, so when he peels off, he goes to the below trailing escort station. Okay. All right. Okay, that was escort. Now we do recovery. I've got one for recovery. Okay, got a roll here. 7 or higher is what I need. Oh, off the table. Oh. 7. All right, no serious damage there. Dink. Good deal. All right. In fact, he wouldn't have moved. He would have stayed in his evasive return because that's where he was at. All right, here we go. Burst and flak, cohesion. We roll for cohesion again. This time he has 3 markers there. 9. He stays cohesive. And now we set up our attacks. So I got nose low coming in here. And he's going to have a straight through climb maneuver. I have oblique high out of the sun. He's going to do a straight through dive. And he is out of the sun. And I have oblique low. Okay. This guy was high. This guy's coming in oblique low. He's going to do a straight through climb maneuver. All right. Got them all set this time. You'd think as much as I played this, I'd have that down. I got it this time though. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with my out of the sun oblique high. And he has cannons. This is my BF-110. He's evasive. Their defense here is 0. Oblique high. I get a hit, pass through 3, so he only goes 1. I got to do a collision check. Got to score a hit on him, so we're going to do that first. I get to draw 2, and pick 1 because of the cannon. 1, 2. Gunner, fuselage, oh, the wing. I'll take the wing hit. Hey, a 10, he goes down. Nope, but he takes a wing hit. Okay, he's got 2 hits on him now. He went through. I got to do a collision check. No impact. Woohoo! Okay, he passed through. He does continuing fire. And this is a 0-0. Okay, the sun comes off of him. He did a dive. And he'll be on this oblique over here. He's evasive return. All right. Had a lot going on with that guy. All right, I got Wurtzer coming. He's in a low nose. Nose, low. Evasive. Yeah, he takes 1 pass through and he takes a hit. Yep. So Wurtzer takes a hit. He does a pass through. And the hit is 6. Cockpit. And the continuing fire is a 1. He was in a climb. If climbing or climb rolling towards the position with the sun, no. Too bad. But no hit. Okay. He'll be in the tail box right here. Okay. I got an oblique, low. No cannon on this guy. It's a 0. He scores 1 hit. It is what it is. Whatever we draw, it's a fuselage and maybe an explosion. Nope. And the fuselage is a 1. Okay. He climbs straight through. They give him continuing fire. He's in a dive, nothing. Okay. And he'll be on this oblique. And he climbed, so he'll be up here on the high side. Okay. All right. You can take his maneuver off. Well, we got through there. We move up. Mission turn 6. Okay, mission turn 6. And we do move. He's moving into the approach, into the box. Nobody there. He's coming into the tail low. Right here with Unger. Okay. Now we do return box. Nobody here. He moves up 1. He moves up 1. He moves up 1. He stays there. We do our escort roll. So we got 2 rolls to do this time because I got 2 different boxes. So we'll start with the tail high. He gets a 4. 4 is return box, tail high. So he stays, he goes into the return box, tail high, right here. Yeah. Yuck. Oh, no. Tail high, return box. That's up there. Okay, so he stays up there now. Okay, now this guy, he gets a 4. And he goes tail low. So there he is, tail low. And I believe I'm going to have to deal with these guys now. Because he's got a choice of somebody to go after. Okay. Box with most release fighters. Okay, not that. Action sequence will either remain in place or move to an adjacent box. For example, from nose level to nose approach box, their movement is mandatory when triggered. See escort moves, page 20. Billy, page 19, but an escort marker that starts the escort phase in a box adjacent to a fighter will likely move into that one. Well, they weren't adjacent to them. Okay. Escort marker in an escort station will move only as indicated at the end of the escort phase. An escort marker in a box with a fighter. Okay, he's not in the box, so he would move the next turn. Yeah. So crapola. Yeah, that's not cool there. This guy's going to get, I don't want him to get jumped by 2 of them, that's for sure. He's going to have to deal with a fighter. So, this tail position, or I got to spin and go somewhere else. That's the reason you want your TP points. Okay, well, we kind of know what we got to do there. Okay, that's it for the escorts. Those P40s are hot on the tail sections now. We want to stay out of that. Okay, we do recovery. All right, I need a 6 or higher. 3. So he did not recover. That's a cockpit. I'll take his cannon off of him. And he goes into the cockpit. And that is Wurzer. Okay. All right, where are we at? We are recovery, blast, flat, cohesion. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 or less. 5. So he goes, he's no longer cohesive. So now he's element is loose. It's another -1. So this element is ripe for the targeting here to get this guy, shoot him down. Okay. Attack. I got this guy coming in, nose low. This guy coming in, tail low. And he's going to do climb and rolling. And he's just going to do climb straight through. Okay. All right, here we go. So we'll send the 110 first on the nose. He is nose low. He has a cannon. It's 0. Nose low on 0. He passes through. So he comes there. And they do continuing fire. He's a 0 on a climb. It moves it up by 1. It was a roll. It's still nothing. Okay. So he's going to end up on the oblique over here. Take the roll off. Now I got my tail low with my Focke-Wulf. It's a -3. It's a 0. That's 1 hit. Does not pass through. So he scores 1 hit. And it is engine 5. He falls out. 5 or higher. 1. He does not fall out. He climbs straight through. They do continuing fire, which is 0. Achtung, determined mode only. Nope. Okay. And so that puts him on the nose. High. Take his maneuver off of there. Man. Had a chance to knock him out of the formation, but I didn't get it done. All right. We go to turn 7. And we are going to do our moves. Don't have any. We do returns. He returns. He comes in flank high. Evasive. I'm going to send this 110. What I do is I put him on the board up here. And he's coming after one of those bombers. And I'm sending this guy after the other bomber. Okay. So I got 2 bombers that fell out. I'm pulling them off the board and sending them that way. That's it for the returns. Escort. Okay. So we get this escort. 5. Box with least fighters. So he would come in. Well, there's 3 of them. So we'll give them, let's see. See if it cares. The box with least fighters. I don't think it matters, so we'll make this a random roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1. He's coming after the Focke-Wulf up here. So he's in this box, which means he's going to attack us. Okay. Wrong chart. Okay, we're going to have aerial combat. We have a P-40. We have a Focke-Wulf. And this Focke-Wulf does not have a cannon, so that's good. He's not going to lose a modifier there. He doesn't have any damage on him. Is the fighter higher than the escort? No. And is there more? So how many are there? 2. So the answer is no. Okay, so now the escorts, here we go. We get, oh, it's a 9, which is a good roll. A 9 is a break off. Of fighters and 1 escort marker exit. So those escorts are gone. And that fighter goes home. So that's it for Unger. They drove me off. All right. Recovery, last flag, attack. None. We go to turn number 8. And we do move. So I put him on the high. Then we do return. He comes there. And then we do escorts. Okay. So I got 1 left up here in this trailing box. He gets a 3. He goes tail high, which means that guy comes down to the below trailing box now. Okay. So swapped out a little bit. They're high on that tail position. You don't want to get caught out there. All right. I don't have any recovery to do. We can do a cohesion check. 1, 2, 3, 7, 10. We've stayed. He didn't get worse. Okay. We're coming in flank, oblique, high onto this guy with my cannon. I have oblique, high. And this is a 0. Oh, I just do a pass through 2. Gets him to there. He does. This would have been, oh, he was high too. So he would have been a dive maneuver. And on 0, nothing. Strafe, expert only. No, it's not my expert. Okay. You can take that off. And he dives. He'll be out here. That's it. We go to turn 9. Things are going faster because there's not many planes left. We do move. He comes out. We do return box. He goes here. This will probably be the last dogfight we do. I think instead of that, I'm going to send him down here after the other bombers. This guy's coming in oblique high. So we do our escort now. He is below trailing. He gets a 10. He goes to above trailing box. Okay. He comes in oblique high. He's coming in determined. Got to score some hits here. And his maneuver is going to be a dive straight through. Okay. Oblique, high, 0. Are you kidding me? Passes through, no hits. And no hits. The dive marker comes off. He'll go to the return box. We did a dive. He'll be in this return box. Okay. And we go to the last turn. And on the last turn, pulling him out too for the last turn. Okay, so now we do our pursuit. Couldn't ever get that one bomber all by himself in the formation. Just couldn't score those hits on him. All right, the first guy. This guy, we know he's going down, but I'll send this I'll send this 110 after him, and he verifies it. And to verify the 5 hits, his wing rips off. I don't get any experience, but I do get a victory point. All right, so we confirmed that he goes down. Those 2 come off. He goes home. Oops, sorry. All right, I can transfer over 4 tactical points right here. I got my guys coming in. He's coming in tail high. And these 2 are coming in nose high. And actually, he'll come in nose level, and I get a position advantage with these guys. Okay, here we go. I got a tail high on a 2 with my expertin. Wait a minute. I gotta bring my markers over. His tactical points are at 4. He has an engine, and he has a wing. I gain 2 more tactical points for the engine. I roll for it. A 10, he goes down. It's a 1. Now for the wing. 7 to 10, he goes down. 4. No. Okay, now I'm firing tail high with a cannon on a 2. 1 hit to draw 2 markers. First one is fuselage. Second one is fuselage. They're the same, a gunner, so I'll take that one. That's going to change that to a 1. We'll go to the return box. Okay. Oh, these guys would have come in as determined, not as evasive, because I'm after this. I'm out to kill him. Okay. So I got nose level coming in. Nose level. It's a 0, 1 hit, and a collision check. All right. So we get a hit. Fuselage. Another gunner. It's 2 there. I do a collision check. It is no impact. Okay. He goes to the return box. This guy's coming in nose high. Nose high. Pass through. Shoot. Nothing. That didn't do me any good. All right. He's coming in tail level. Spec is. This guy's going to come in, and that costs him 1 TP. This guy's coming in oblique. That's 1. Oblique low. And this guy's coming in tail low. That's 1. Okay, here we go. We'll start with Spec. He's coming in tail level. Tail level. And this is 2 gunners out, so it's a 0. He scores a hit. He's got a cannon, so he gets 2. It's a fuselage and a fuselage. It's a 2 on the tail, a 3 on the fuselage. So we'll take the 3. That gives me 5 hits on the fuselage. He breaks off. I got tail low. Tail low. It's a 0. 1 hit. He's got a cannon. First one, engine. Second one, engine. Well, he'll take an engine hit. We gain 2 TPs, 3 TPs for that. And we roll the die. 7 to 10, he's done. 7, he's done. Who was that? Zick. So Zick gets the experience point. 2 for him. And the squadron gets experience and a victory point. That is the end. Okay. These guys all come home now. There's a 110 that made it back. Zick got his kill. Back is back. This comes off. Clean up my mess here. And then we got to do what happens over here. Okay. We'll start with this Wurzer on the cockpit hit. See what happens to him. A 9 or 10, and he lands. Oh, 2. Okay. The 2, he has to bail out. 3, no. Wurzer died. Okay, so Wurzer gets KIA. So he didn't make it. All right, I'm gonna set these here so I don't forget. Now I got 2 fuselages. So we'll start, we're gonna roll 2 dice, 1 for each one of them. 7 to 10 is what we're looking for. 7, one of them's okay. He lands. The other one has to see what happens to him. He gets a 7. He bailed out. So I do lose an experience point because of my... Now I'll check that. I think if auxiliary... No, I lose an OP. Because of the loss of the airplane. Okay. So that's -1 on the next mission. On my OPs. Now this guy. Here he comes. BF 110 on the elevator. 6 to 10, he'll land. 10, he landed. No problems. Okay, he brought her home. They repaired it. All right. So Wurzer's the guy I lost on experience points, auxiliary, destroyed auxiliary. Yep. Okay, and if I want to replace him, which I don't right now, it would cost, he would come in as a green pilot. Whew, that was my best mission of the game. I have to say that for sure. That was my best mission that I've had so far. I actually did some damage. I scored 5 victory points. I had 5 experience points, so 5, 6, 7, 8. I have enough now to use on the next mission to help my die rolls and get me some more operation points. So things went a little better here. So, man, that was tough. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'd appreciate it. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys on the next one.